Now here to help us is Nick Soman from a local health plan company, KXAN. Good morning.
Good morning, Stephanie.
All right, so thanks so much for being here because you're about to break it down for us at a very important time. Now I want to talk a little bit about the market, what's happening right now, as well as why premiums seem to go up year by year.
Oh, it's such a good question, and it's one that we think about a lot at KXAN. And a big reason that insurance premiums go up every year, especially for individuals that buy their own insurance, is that the system as it is today is set up to serve the needs of the folks who work for big companies. Most folks get their insurance through a big company, and that big company has negotiating leverage, just like in any kind of business.
Right.
And that leaves the folks that are buying it on their own sort of out in the cold. They're not able to get those good deals, and that's part of why at KXAN, where we sell to self-employed people, we're able to help those people band together and get better rates just like big companies do.
Fantastic. So you're really out there to make a big difference for folks who are kind of on their own, but there's also something pretty important to mention that I had asked you off camera. Now, if you are working for a big company, you can also check y'all out if you do have a side hustle, right?
If you've got a side hustle and you make enough money to qualify to purchase one of the plans, it's truly just the cost of the plan. You need to make that much money and hit a certain hourly requirement, then it's absolutely a good idea to check out our plans. And what I'll tell you is we're going to be the most affordable comprehensive plans for the folks that qualify on the Austin market on or off exchange.
Fantastic. So worth checking out, especially if you've got that side hustle going on, which most of us have,
it's
have
Austin.
some
Everybody
going
does.
on the side. All right, so I do want to talk about some of the key questions to ask when you are shopping for a new health plan, because this is a real important one.
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked that. And even before I answer that, it's really important to understand this is an individual decision. And so sometimes you'll have people just asking their friends, hey, what should I get? And that isn't quite the right way to go about it, because it's really about your health and your financial situation.
Right.
So taking it in that order, on the health side, you're going to want to ask, how often do I go to the doctor? Are there particular doctors that I like to see and that I want to sort of have in network? And those are really important bits just to understand how you think about your own health. Are you taking prescription medications?
Right.
Because every plan is going to have sort of a different way to provide that care. And one thing that's interesting about the KXAN plans, every plan we offer offers unlimited free primary care.
Okay.
Included in the cost of the plan itself.
Right.
So we work with doctors in what's called the direct primary care model, where you're able to go and see a single doctor. You'll get to know them over time. My parents were family practice doctors. This is how they used to practice, to be able to get to know people over time and see them for...
The old school way of doing it.
It's the old school way, and it's the way that I think everybody really liked. And people really kind of love that about our plans. So all the plans include unlimited free primary care.
Fantastic. Okay,
and then that's the piece on the plan side. You have to think about your finances too.
Right.
That's clearly a piece of it as well.
That's a pretty big chunk of the pie right there.
It's really important. I mean, we talked to a lot of people, and they say what we want is more affordable comprehensive coverage, and that is a piece of it. Is there's lots of different types of plans out there. You do want to ask, is this plan ACA compliant? I think that's pretty important. That means, is it going to cover the essential health benefits? Is it going to cover people who actually get sick? Because not all the things out there do. And so that's an important bit of it as well. You're also going to have to think financially, what am I going to spend every month?
Right.
And then what is my maximum out of pocket, which is a fancy way of saying, if things really went bad on my health, how much am I really going to have to spend? And then you have to think about sort of the trade-offs, because often there's a real trade-off between what you're going to spend every month and then the maximum out of pocket. There's also something called the deductible, which is how much you have to spend on your own before the plan kicks in and starts covering things. And often if you're spending more every month, then you're not going to have to spend as much before the plan kicks in. But if you're spending less every month, you're going to have a higher deductible. You're going to be spending more before the plan kicks in. Those are all really important considerations. I'm proud to say that at KXAN we found a way to offer unlimited free primary care and still have 20 to 50% lower premiums than others in the market.
Which is really fascinating, actually. And an individual needs to get to know y'all and understand what they need, because it is not, like you said earlier, one size fits all. You don't need the same coverage as what your friend does. And, actually speaking to you and going through all of it, you do figure out a better route for what your max out of pocket would be. So that's all very, very helpful information.
Yeah.
Now, beyond that, I want to know a little bit about KXAN coming to Austin and why Austin?
Yeah. Well, the first answer, which is an easy one, is this is an unbelievable city. I came here many, many years ago and just started coming back regularly because this place has a spirit that's really independent, and it's a little bit of what we're trying to capture here at Decent. So this is not just a city we love. This is our first launch city.
Yep.
I live right now in East Austin, and we're happy to be local. And we're also here because this is the fastest growing city in the country for skilled freelancers, which is a lot of the folks that we serve. You and I were talking about how everybody in Austin has a side hustle.
We all do, don't we?
For some of them, the side hustle is the main hustle.
Exactly.
And this is a really unique city in that regard. So for anybody out there who's one of the many, many self-employed 1099 contractors, freelancers in Austin, folks can go to decent.com and give our plans a look, and I think you'll like what you see.
Fantastic. Well, Nick, I've really enjoyed talking to you and getting to the bottom of some of this stuff that can be so very confusing. Y'all, give Nick a call. He is so much fun to talk to. Thank you so much, and welcome to Austin. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Of
I
course.
appreciate your time.
For more information on Decent Health Insurance, head to their website, decent.com, or give them a call at the number on your screen. You can also follow them on Twitter and LinkedIn for updates and tips.